Hello everybody, welcome back to SnowRunner hard mode challenge. We're in the Northport garage, and as you can see we've got the Royal BM17 in the garage. And just quickly run through the state of this truck. We've got the biggest engine, off-road gearbox, the race suspension, we got the largest chain tires available on all wheels. We have done nothing with the winch. I'm not going to buy another advanced medium winch just yet. I might end up doing that in another map, but I haven't really felt the need so far here. Got a spare wheel fitted. The high, we haven't done any wading really in this, and there isn't a lot of wading in Alaska, but yeah, got the wedge cap on it. And then frame add-ons, you will see that I've put the log carrier on there. And what we're going to do in this episode is, what's the repair point situation? Yeah, not too bad. Bit of suspension damage and a bit of body damage, but I'm not paying the 2.5 for that. So we have so far done no logging in Alaska at all. So we don't have the logging trailer extension, so we're going to buy one of those now, and it is a chunk of money, $14,000. But I do want to complete the same as I did for Michigan. I want to do 100% completion, so there's no choice. There is a choice on the medium logging trailer, and I'll come to that later. I don't intend to buy one of those today, but we'll see. But that's taken a little chunk out of our cash. We're now back down to just over 200,000 cash. So we're doing all right for cash. But yeah, this is an expense that in hard mode is difficult to avoid if you want to do the logging. So yeah. And then what we're going to do today is the far away contract. And I had previously thought about, get used to the turning circle on this truck, get used to turning the lights on. I had previously thought about leaving the logging until the very end and then just basically finishing up with logging, but partly for fuel logistics reasons it feels more sensible to get Pedro Bay finished. And the far away contract is basically to deliver one lot of long logs and one lot of medium logs down into Pedro Bay, and that's what I intend to do today. So we're going to grab a set of long logs with this vehicle, take them down into Pedro Bay, deliver them, and then probably bring this vehicle back and fit the medium logging add-on, because we only need one lot of medium logs anyway for this particular contract, and get the one lot of medium logs delivered today as well. And possibly, if there's time, which there should be really, to be fair. What's my fuel like? I better fill up just in case. Well, I'm not doing too bad, and I will fill up on the way out again. If there's time, I'll probably also do the one contest in Pedro Bay, because that would mean we would be 100% finished with that map, which would be nice. And this particular bit where I am now is pretty much the only bit of bad terrain. And as we know, the challenge with this vehicle is it doesn't have a diff lock option. But most of this route is road. As in proper asphalt, icy, but should be okay to drive. This truck has generally done okay in that scenario, but I honestly don't know how this is going to perform today. We'll see. Bit of an experiment. I also don't know whether the route, so on the map, don't waste any fuel. On the map, if I were to come in or out via this route. I don't know whether that route over a bit of ice is less mud. It kind of logically feels like fighting your way through that little spit of muddy stuff is better than doing the slightly longer route around for the ice, but we'll see. As I've said before, I had intended on using the Paystar 5600 for mostly for logging, because it can take the logging crane for long logs. It's self-sufficient. It can put the logging crane and this long log. It's stuck on something. I don't know what that is. And I can't see because it's dark. I wonder what that's stuck on. Doesn't feel like there should be anything there. Weird. Must be a rock or something in the snow. There's something catching. Oh, look. Honestly, sometimes this game does make you laugh. You can just about see, hopefully. That looks like a bit like the issue I had with the anti-terrorist barriers in a previous episode. I've got this gas sign has come with me from the last corner and turned into some kind of super high tensile ground anchor. It was stuck in the mud and holding the entire truck back with a bit of 2x2 timber. Very strong bit of 2x2 timber. Yeah, so where was I? So the Paystar 5600 is very thirsty and probably better apart from the thirst, but I'm not going to use the logging crane on the Paystar because, as you can see, I've just stuck it on the White Western Star and parked it here, similar to how we did it in Michigan, because there's not that much logging in this map, really. So we're going to use, and I haven't used this crane since Michigan, so this will be a bit of fun as well. Change track into the White Western Star, which we have not used really in Alaska at all. Cargo, long logs onto the loading platform. 1, 2, 3. Unfortunate that it's dark, but there you go, what can you do? Crane mode. Give us a quick pull out. Hopefully the White Western Star can do this. Yeah, I just said if this episode goes to plan. Of course it doesn't go to plan. But I think this is showing me that the Royal BM isn't the long logging truck that I need it to be. I do actually think for the route into Pedro Bay that this is the worst bit of sticky stuff that I would have to deal with. So I feel if I got it out onto the road here, it could probably cope with the rest of the journey on its own, no problem. It's because there isn't really anything else where I think that lack of a diff lock will particularly hurt, I think. But yeah, not ideal. Ooh, I can't get past him. Let's see if I can get past. I'm not sure what winch this has got on it. It might even have an advanced medium, and if it did have, I would swap it. But White Western Star to the rescue once again. Get it out onto the asphalt, and then I'll put the White Western Star to the side. And carry on with what I planned to do, because I didn't plan on getting stuck that quickly. So we'll refuel and then we'll push on and see how we do. But this is already showing me that this isn't the truck I'm going to use for the rest of the logging. So I need to have a rethink about what I'll do for a logging vehicle. But in the meantime, we've got a bit of daylight. Let's get a bit of cab view and get down into Pedro Bay via Mountain River, obviously. It's quite a fast truck. So what are my choices? For medium logs, I've got more choices, I think. I don't fancy the Taiga for long logging either. I think it probably is a case of just revert to my original plan of using the Paystar for logging. And just in terms of fuel consumption, suck it up. I think I've got plenty of fuel on this map. It's not so much a case of running out of fuel in Alaska, it's more a case of positioning that fuel so that the logging journeys can be done without needing to fuel rescue myself. But I've got plenty of fuel to use, I think, to finish out the map. Yeah, it won't be this vehicle, so I think we'll get this done. But then come up with a different plan for the other logging missions. It does alright on asphalt, where the lack of a dip lock doesn't hurt so much. But considering that this is an off-road rated truck, it kind of sucks if you take it off-road. I love the fact that the mirrors actually work properly. I suspect that I'll sell this truck at the end of my Alaska play, because I can't imagine that I would take it on to Tamir or any of the other maps. It's not going to be worth the retain and redeploy cost. And probably the cash is more useful to me. So the last couple of days, I've skipped a day on a couple of videos that I've posted. Up until this week, really, I've posted at least one video per day, and I'm kind of okay with that. And I might still at some points post one a day, but this week has been quite busy out of the game environment for me. Work has been particularly busy this week, and I kind of just I'm enjoying the game, but I haven't felt like editing so much. So I've got myself completely caught up on the videos and editing, and then I've recorded episodes and been too tired to edit, basically. So yeah, hope you don't mind. I'm not sure whether it's sustainable for me to do one video every day for the entire game all the way through to the end maps, but I think I'm enjoying Alaska, and I should be more excited maybe about going to Tamir, but I don't feel that urgency to finish Alaska the way that I had to finish Michigan. And I don't know whether that's because it took so long to get here that it's been a little bit quick. I've blasted through the content, I think. So yeah, still ongoing, but but this week a couple of days where I've not uploaded an episode has just been a combination of tired and not feeling a particular need to rush finishing Alaska. So you may have noticed, the observant will have noticed, I didn't engage all-wheel drive on that run through that map. And going through the icy roads of Mountain River, no problem at all. So what I've done here in preparation for this episode, you may have noticed it as we came out of the cutscene, is I have moved one of the fuel trailers. Well, actually I've moved both of the fuel trailers. One to the contest area for this map and then the other one to here, so that I can do drive-by fueling without having to take a detour. So we'll refuel here, just because. Well, actually, our fuel's pretty good. And that is half fullish. Yeah. So I came in with the Taiga, which is parked just here, ready to do the contest. I came in with the Taiga and moved the couple of fuel carrier trailers around. There is a bit of nasty mud here, so I might have to use the Taiga to get through that if I get stuck, but this delivery comes down into this warehouse, so we'll see how we cope with that road. Put it back into third person. That's cool, isn't it? I like that. It does look smart. I do like the look of this truck. I just don't find it a particularly useful off-road vehicle. So Taiga, we may be seeing you in a minute. If we get stuck, you may have to come and get us. It could be an advert for why you buy Diplocks. Oh yeah, I did this knowing this truck had limitations off-road, and I kind of wanted to see if it could cope. So it's I'm pleased I tried it rather than just not trying it and trying a bigger truck. But Yeah, I don't think this is a viable proposition. Right, so we are coming up to a bit of a muddy lagoon trap. Small lagoon, but still, it is an intentional muddy trap. Let's see how we do. I think the last time I avoided the mud and went through the snow in the Tega with something on the back. Try not to get it stuck on that power pole. I'm going to get the power pole ahead of me if you don't mind, please. Sorry, just connect to everything but... There we go. Yeah, definitely better than going right through the middle of that. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Back on asphalt now. There is a bit more muddy trail to get to the end, but I don't think it's a too bad section. I actually think the white Western Star would do better, to be honest, because it's got all-wheel drive and diff lock, got chain tyres on it. Maybe an option is to swap the rows, put the crane on this one, and let the white Western Star do the haulage. Don't know. Right, so we made it to the delivery point. And really the only difficult part was that very first part, getting out of the muddy ditch in Northport. Engine off. Cargo, long logs, unload. Step 1 done. So now we only need one batch of medium logs. And what that bothers me slightly because I got to try and work out what my best option is to do that. I've got to get back to a garage. I need to take this back anyway because I need that long log trailer. But what other trucks do I have? Northport's got the White Western Star. Mountain River has got the Derry, but the Derry can't take any logging attachments. White Valley has got the Hummer, the Pacific, and the A&K. And again, the A&K is another one that can't take logging attachments. I think it needs to be the Paystar. Unfortunately, that makes it a little bit inefficient to do in this episode, but I want to finish this task, this contract in this episode. So, that's out the way enough for something else to drive through. Let's have a look at... Drop the trailer. The next thing I was intending to do with this truck is local deliveries on here. But I want to finish, now that I've started it, I want to finish far away. Oh, I've got no loading crane here. Alright, bit fuel inefficient, but I am going to bite the bullet. I'm going to take this truck back to Northport because I don't want to auto-load the logs. Take this truck back to Northport, put the medium logging add-on on it, and go and get loaded up with some medium logs in Northport and then drive down the same route that I just did. So I will cut to when I am at the logging camp in Northport. Alright, we're back in Northport. Not the logging camp where I said I was gonna bring the video back, but I just also realised something on the way in. I mean, this needs a body repair. I'm not going to pay 5,000 for it, but it needs it. I had a thought on the way in. I also haven't installed the bigger engine on this yet. So although it reduces my fuel efficiency even further, I'm going to try that because why wouldn't you? Winch, again, still the stock heavy. I'm not going to buy an upgrade for that just yet. But what I am doing is uninstall side bed and the loading crane. It's the medium logging frame. I had one of those in Michigan. Well, that's bugging me because I know I had one because I did medium logging and it was fitted to the White Western Star in Michigan. So unless it's a different one that fits this truck and the one that works on the White Western Star is not possible to fit to this truck because it's a different chassis type and therefore it's a different fitting. That is bugging me a little bit because it feels like I'm about to waste 6,000. But anyway, I want to get on with the episode. So I'm going to pay what I feel is an unnecessary 6,000 to fit that. Bit annoyed at that. But let's get on with it. I just want to... Daylight's wasting, I want to get it done. I'm not going to buy the trailer just yet because this task only requires the one... we've got the wrong one selected, but it only requires one medium log. Now that I've put this add-on on here and started the logging, I might end up actually just finishing logging throughout the whole of Alaska, and then end Alaska with contests and the last delivery options and tasks in White Valley. So I might basically complete as like this. I'll just use the paystar to finish out all the logging. Right, let's get this down into Pedro Bay. This episode has definitely not gone to plan. Obviously. I did really want to get the contest done in Pedro Bay and be done with the map, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that in the duration. Very top heavy. I've done quite a lot of mileage in this truck, and this, with these logs on it, feels quite different. I think I want a bigger truck for logging, really. Right, let's get down into Pedro Bay. Right, here we are in Pedro Bay. The last leg of the delivery. The road driving is pretty simple. I probably would have time-lapsed that. Maybe cut it out, but it depends on how the episode goes in terms of duration. I generally aim for around, well, definitely aim for under an hour, and lately the episodes have been anywhere from about 45 minutes to 59, but I usually record around an hour and a half, and then that gives me enough to time lapse, especially the crane loading stuff. Some of the simple driving I'll time lapse. Some of the really repetitive, really easy stuff I'll cut, and it seems to be roughly, if I record about an hour and a half, it gives me an hour's footage that I'm quite happy with. Certainly a more independently capable truck for this job. I kind of feel like I wish I had something. I miss the Pacific, if I'm honest, for logging. The Pacific made logging in Michigan so easy. But I don't really want to go to the point of buying either the P12. I could go and get the 512 just for a bit of variety, but then I've got to pay to deploy it here for what is effectively, after this, 3 more logging contracts. It doesn't seem worth it. It feels like I'm better off sticking with the Paystar to just get the map finished. Because if I bought, like for example now, this late in Alaska, if I bought a Pacific, say I bought the P12, because it can have snow chains, I don't think I would take it to Tamir. I don't think I would take it to Tamir, I don't know, but Tamir I'm probably going to try and do mostly with Russian trucks. See what the Big Dan is like that you get there. I'm not going to be strict about using only Russian trucks, or in the same way that I haven't been strict about only using US trucks here, because I brought the Tega here. So I'm not. It's not like it's a rule. It's just I do like to try and see what I can get done with what's available to me in that region. It keeps the challenge level appropriate in my mind. But this was definitely an easier drive than it would have been in the BM. Engine off. It's dark anyway, but cargo delivery far away completed, and basically that's $14,500. So that covered the cost of buying the trailer, but I didn't turn a profit on it, but I will turn a profit on the later ones. I hadn't budgeted for having to buy this medium log add-on because I'm sure I didn't sell the one that I used in Michigan. So I don't know what happened there really. So I've left myself a little bit of a mess on this map, and I will clear that up off camera by getting these trucks back out again, because I do want to, although it's night, by the time I get there it might be okay. I do want to go and have a look at this contest, which is, and this is blind because I've not done this at all in my campaign mode. This is just me. I parked the fuel carrier trailer there so that each time I go back to restart for the 3 attempts, I am good. And then I've got to tow a Scout 800 to this boating station and only do 50 points of damage. I assume that's to the Scout from the wording of the description, but anyway. So I'm going to bring the Tega down here. It'll be daylight by the time I get there. Tega's on this map, but it will be daylight by the time I get there. And I think my route is going to be nothing complicated. Didn't want to do that. Yeah, I can't really do the route very easily while I'm... Let's just... So there is probably a choice of going across here and then just around the road and in 7 minutes. I thought about going across this bit of ice because that's quite passable, but it's more likely to do damage. And similarly, is it worth going cross country or taking the slightly longer route around the ice? I don't know how tight for time I'll be. And I won't have a timer running. But I'm going to jump into the Tega, drive down, and at least do the first attempt at that contest. Fill up with fuel. Although this isn't a thirsty girl. This is pretty good on fuel, this truck. Don't. Doesn't count. 7 points of damage doesn't count. I wasn't actually on the contest yet. Let's get that hooked on. And contest. Right, so damage is the only real rule on this one. I've got 7 minutes. I don't have. I've never done this, so let's go. Blind, no timer. Let's see what happens. 7 minutes feels fairly generous. Ooh, it respawns the vehicle. That's the thing to learn. Fine, let's go. Pull it in fairly close. And just try and avoid damage. I'm not going to be racing it. I'm not going to be trying to set any world records. Just going to try and get it done in 7 minutes. Because, or even 10 minutes, because doing it and getting silver is better than failing it. Alright, there's some nasty sticky mud hiding away underneath this snow, so I know that for this I'll go to the left and avoid the road, because the snow is always more passable than the mud that's underneath those tyre tracks. I'm going to do this way. I'm going to try this way. I'm not sure if this is wise. I have been through this way before. I fixed this pipeline. I couldn't get past it. I came through this as the route to get to the other side of this broken pipeline. So I know there's only small trees in my way. I should be able to push them out of the way without damage. Yeah, I'm happy that that's a little bit quicker than going the long way around the ice. I'm certainly not setting any world records, so am I? That was a bit sticky. Maybe I should have stayed to the rocks for that bit. Yeah, that's a nasty bit. I'm I'm reluctant to try sticking this in high because this isn't the upgraded engine. So I think I would lose speed if I tried high. That's got to be inside 7 minutes, isn't it? Here's the drop off. Come on then, what's my time? Four and a half minutes. Four and a half minutes, comfortably 4.5 minutes, and I don't think I did a single point of damage. So I can do that 2 more times in hard mode, and then I'm free to get all these trucks and trailers out of here and never come back to Pedro Bay. So that's quite smart. I'll do that lot off cam because you don't need to see me repeat that. That was a fairly easy contest. It wasn't even close, so there won't be any excitement to that. So as far as I'm concerned now, tasks 100% complete. Contracts that require deliveries here are 100% complete. And Pedro Bay is finished. Thank you very much, Tega. Not bad at all. And on that note, nice to finish on a high. A little bit of a frustrating start to the episode, just because I tried the BM. I'm a bit disappointed that I couldn't get the BM to work for logging. Didn't really want to use the Paystar for it, but needs must. It is what I originally went and got the Paystar for anyway, so I guess it goes around, comes around, doesn't it? So I'm going to wrap the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. It actually feels like closing in on the end of Alaska, which is mixed feelings for me, but we'll see how we do. So yeah, thank you, and hopefully see you in the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.